here now. Oh Lord, Lord have mercy. You know, so that's all you could say. You know, I'm just gonna say, it got. Well, I'm gonna stop saying, but I'm gonna say this. God really likes to fucking put one on you, huh? He really, really likes to make fuck with, or he kind of likes to fuck with you sometimes. It's not great, but anyways, have a bit busy, but just hoping but sometimes during these hard days, sometimes at the end of it, you get a gift. Right? You get a little gift. And Kelly Powers is somebody that I barely understand. I've just kind of like understood him as like a baseline, like feelings kind of debater. And then I know, and then I just found out as I was going home, Jim Bob was streaming a watch party for this. So I decided I wanted to listen to it. I listened to like 5 minutes of it, and it was great. He boomed out, like he boomered out. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. I'm gonna listen to this for a little bit. I'm gonna play Dark Souls. I'm probably not gonna listen to all of this. Probably gonna sit here and listen to all of this because I think this guy is gonna probably get to the point where it's old after a little bit. Maybe. Then I'm gonna move on to Dark Souls. So this shit's been funny. Just a little bit that I did here was funny as fuck. Because he's actually, what Andrew's doing is actually bringing up an argument I didn't even know anybody else used. This was an argument I came up with to debate Mosman and JS about. And it's like little specks here and there where I've brought up little bits and pieces of it. But it's going to be interesting to listen to Andrew do it because he's going to be able to flesh it out a lot better than I am, more quickly, because I don't spend all my time building these types of arguments, and I also don't have people helping me research. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I just don't have that, so I don't, and I'm not that interested in it to do it all myself. But anyways, let's get this started a little bit.
So has anybody seen Andrew in the live chat? There for well, only for me here. Okay.
And before I get this started, because like I guess Protestants are really, like, I'm just gonna be honest, they cry a lot. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not saying any of this stuff to like hurt or attack anybody. This is about the truth, my guys. The truth is important, not how you feel about it. So like I'm not doing this shit to attack anybody. And I'm not saying that you're not a Christian because I am a Christian. I get to decide. I'm not a Christian either. I'm not part of the church. But I'm just now going to be getting catechized pretty soon. So I'm not like attacking anybody. But anyways.
Okay. Okay. Hello there.
Hello. Yeah, you never sent me a link. I wasn't sure how I was supposed to join exactly.
Oh, no worries. I did leave a comment saying that I'd give it to you when we were live, but that may have got lost somewhere. Oh no, I didn't post the link public. That's what I thought you had. So I have no idea the format's going to go. We didn't actually have specifics. Do you have just like a free for all? You want an opening?
I don't know what.
Because, okay, so this is something that I don't understand why he would do this. He's inviting somebody that's really big to come to his platform, and he didn't already have something planned out. That doesn't. I don't know why he would do that. It's just not even a criticism of his faith. That's a criticism of just having a show.
What else to do except a free for all? I didn't prepare for a formal debate because you didn't tell me that's what you wanted. You said you wanted me to come on here and have a conversation with you.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So then, yeah, then we can just have a conversation. So if you can clarify for me, then your position. I did change the thumbnail and I did change the wording. So, what is your exact position?
By the way, I didn't see the original, or if that was too loud, but I didn't see the original. Like, I don't understand. That's kind of snaky to do that, right? If you have a prompt and you're not really working it out, you come up with a prompt and then you're trying to rework it and reword it afterwards. That's kind of gay. And the prompt here, Protestant reform, a cause of modern dysfunctional society, which I would agree with. Definitely is.
Of what you're saying about the big hand of the Protestant Reformation and our modern society being dysfunctional. Can you explain that?
Yeah. Ultimately, it just works like this. I'll give you an analogy, and then I can launch into a bit of the history. So, I think I remember from a stream that you did that you were in the military. Is that correct?
No,
No,
I've
you
never been in the
weren't.
military.
Okay. Well, then
No.
I got that wrong. If you were to take military cohesion, the thing that keeps a military organized is hierarchy and leadership positions of authority. That's what keeps it organized.
There's a little input from me here, so I'm not just playing the everything. But um, this is ultimately like a problem that like infests Protestantism is the hierarchy issue. And there is a form of hierarchy that they have that they push forward into family units, but they don't really enforce it very well. And it ultimately becomes very wishy-washy within that structure that they have, and it ends up creating stuff like the problems that we have right now where people don't even understand basic things and basic concepts like what patriarchy is. So they've deconstructed them and the atheists. The atheists have done a lot of deconstructing as well. But they've done this in a way that's made society not very well glued together. And I think ultimately that's what happens. That's what's happened in America is that that the Protestant Reformation or the Protestants that came here to build this nation were held together by uh just like barely like a little few bits of pieces of tape, right? And what happened after that, after the course of time has passed by, the tape has fallen off, and you're beginning to see the big fragments in or the big gaps in the ideologies that was once just taped together. So it's creating a society in which there are multiple different understandings of what it even means to be an American. There's no cohesive one thing that makes us American. So there's, like independence, like we're radically independent, but what does that even truly mean? Is that even a good thing to be radically independent? I don't think so. And and that's why I talk about that topic every once in a while. But something else that's happening within our society is, or something else that would be part of our culture, is the right of like the ability to say, kind of do what you want, or pretty much say what you want without any type of repercussions. That's not real in effect, but it is ultimately like the thing that people push for and say that's a core American values, the free speech. But it's all free speech ultimately is unenforceable. You can't enforce free speech. You can't do it. And the reason why you can't do it is because there's some things that you should not be able to say. You should not be able to give away government secrets, for instance. But anyways, I'm sorry. I've turned my brain back on. We're not no think or retard maxing anymore. We're think maxing.
I want you to imagine for a second that you have a device which is designed to secretly disseminate orders among military personnel, and it also has a decoder ring. But the problem with the decoder ring is that everybody's getting different messages when they use the decoder ring to figure out the secrets of this device.
Okay.
And what do you think that would do to military cohesion? Well, it would destroy it. It would completely annihilate military cohesion. And the reason
Okay.
it would annihilate military cohesion is because it begins to work on the function of hierarchy itself, right? Suddenly, we're not getting proper messages. Perhaps some people were using their decoder ring and they come up with a message that this guy is actually not a colonel, he's a general. Perhaps this guy has no authority at all, is what this person's decoder ring says, right? That's basically how that would go. And so, if you want to tie this in to Protestant theology, it comes down to, and I'm not arguing, by the way, I'm not here to argue whether or not it's true or false. I think that that's irrelevant. I think that the relevancy here for the debate is what it did. And so, what Protestant theology historically did was it eroded ideas of authority and blended. The Protestant Reformation happened before the Enlightenment, but it paved the way for it. And the way that it was able to do this is by the erosion of centralized authority. And Enlightenment philosophy is all based around egalitarianism and the destruction of centralized authority. And Protestantism paved the way for that. And how does that intersect with modern problems today? The main way that it does it is it erodes institutions over time and the authority of institutions over the time for the idea of self and the idea of egalitarianism over an individualism over the idea of having actual authority or some sort of centralized authority around governance. And so that's how it links in with problems of today.
Yeah, I would say that Protestantism in its conception and its application into the Western culture has made monarchy a non-feasible type of governance system within that ideology. That's made uh, democracy or republicanism or republic the primary method in which governance should be applied through this type of ideology. It's created massive problems within what has made stable societies over the course of time. It's also, I would say, a big problem. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that Protestantism probably had a big hand in the Enlightenment as well. And the Enlightenment was pretty fucking gay. The Enlightenment created a whole bunch of retarded ideologies that eventually became shit like communism and socialism and what's it called? And identitarianism. Like it's created a bunch of really weird and gay philosophies. Even atheism itself is just an assertion that's never been justified. Even Hume was never truly capable of making anything but the argument, how do you know? And I don't believe you.
Okay.
Andrew's playing the Brian Shapiro cartoon during the debate now. I wouldn't doubt it.
So
Like the way that the 5 minutes, I've only listened about a couple more minutes of this, and while I was driving home at work, it was cutting in and out. But this it was fucking hilarious, and I'm pretty sure he makes a similar point that I just
in
made.
your opinion, then what you're saying is you're just saying that the Protestant Reformation had a hand in it, but what would be, in your opinion, then the major cause for our dysfunctional society today? You wouldn't say it is the Protestant
Okay,
Reformation,
so
would you?
this is the prompt, right? Is Protestant Reformation a cause of modern dysfunctional society? So he's already made the point that it's a cause. He's made that point, and he's not even confronting it. He's just dancing around it.
I wouldn't put anything in a monolith, but I think it's a whole bunch of different issues together. But
Kelly
I do
say
think that the
Simon.
Protestant Reformation had a large hand in it. Yes,
I'm going to be honest. I don't think that this Kelly. It doesn't surprise me that he eventually gets quiet. Because I don't think that he has. This is the thing. The feels good. We're all Christians, bro. Kind of ideology that makes it where there's no specific standard to what a Christian is, and the practice in which you have to commit to. This is the kind of person that it kind of makes. It makes somebody who doesn't really know much, who's loose in his faith. And I'm not saying that I know that for sure. I'm just saying the type of people it can create. So I'm not judging him on that. I honestly would hope that, he becomes part of the church. I hope everyone does. I hope everyone does, because that's the place where you could find and know Christ That's the normative way to do that. Which means it's like it's the guiding thing, anyways.
Starting point of the erosion of centralized authority, which is still a
Right.
tradition kept to this day by most mainstream Protestant denominations.
Now, what, in your opinion, if you remember, and I know you don't like to debate, but
Just
why did the
disconnected.
Protestant Reformation happen? What was the reason? Do you know?
Yeah, it was because there was problems
All
going
right.
on.
I think my internet is cut off. No, it's back. That was weird. My internet's been weird. I've had my power go on and off all day too before I even went to work. I'm surprised it actually stayed on long enough for me to be able to stream when I went to work. So I don't know. Shit's weird right now. Power's going on and off. Internet's working weird. Everything's been real shitty the past few days, but today it's been real shitty.
Within the Catholic Church around things like remittances and other problems. And those were things which Martin Luther and Protestant reformers were trying to address corruption in the church.
Do you know what specifically though? Like a couple of things that maybe pop out?
Well, he had hundreds of objections. Martin
Sure.
Luther had hundreds of objections. So I think
There was
remittances
probably
was
a
one of the
couple
big
that were
ones,
probably the big ones though, like
or not remittances, the remissions of sin, things like this. But yes, I don't know what that has to do with anything though.
well, one of them was the papacy, right? The
Yeah.
authority of the Pope,
And see,
right?
this is where a lot of really kind of low tier theological debaters will try to go to. They'll try to go and attack the papacy. Why would the papacy matter in this prompt? Why does this matter so much? Why does Protestant theology only revolve around coming together with those outside the Catholic Church to disprove the Catholic Church? Why does that matter? So what, you prove the Catholic Church is false? Is your church false as well? Can we talk about that? Why do we have to keep talking about the Catholics?
Sure. But that had been something which had been already fought over with the Orthodox,
Well,
Eastern
that's why I was
Orthodox, and
saying like
Catholics for
that's
years.
something that we would actually have something in common there of that common ground, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure, of course.
Okay. And
But
then obviously,
the distinction
well,
there
there's
would
there's
go.
another one though too that I wanted to say is also
Mhm.
one of the big reasons also wasn't just the papacy, but
Oh,
also the issue of it,
absolutions. Sorry.
indulgences. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a big one back in the day. I don't know exactly. I haven't done this research. I don't think the Orthodox Church does indulgences, right?
No.
Okay, yeah. So I know those are a couple of big reasons. So would you say what was taking place during the time, if we go back 500 years, with these people like your Martin Luthers, your Calvins, your Zwingli's, these different people who were breaking away from the Roman Catholic Church because
By the way, something that most people don't even really know about is how vicious Luther and Zwingli were towards each other. And they called each other heretics and not like part of the same church. I'm just saying, like, this whole idea that this heretic thing is only an Orthodox or Catholic thing, it's not. This is something that Protestants do as well. It's something that evangelicals even do to a more extreme amount than any other church that I've seen. Like they'll, but anyways, that's just, I'm not gonna try to dive into that.
they saw corruption. Would you say
And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying that if there's something that's so bad that you are losing your, like, the church connection to Christ, then there should be something there that gets rid of that, cuts it out.
initially they started off good?
No.
Why
The
not?
idea, well, so this is the central idea that is distinct between Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy and what became Protestantism. That erosion of authority still was not present in Catholicism. They saw a distinct different authority. So we had the filioque was one of the problems, and then the Pope was another problem.
Hmm.
But they were trying to centralize a distinct different.
Which, by the way, the filioque is something that most, if not all, Western theology is kind of built on too. So bringing up the things that you agree on and then ignoring the filioque as like just a true thing, it's kind of strange. Like, that's a big, like, the filioque. Once you actually begin to research and try to understand how it kind of breaks apart the nature of God, it's something that I always recommend somebody to investigate, because uh, learning and understanding what Trinitarian kind of doctrine is an important thing, I think. Oh shit. Oh, you're way behind on the debate. I won't spoil anything for you. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it all. I just wanted to listen to some of it, from the beginning of it, because it did get really funny at one part. But it's But anyways, what I was saying is that Trinitarian theology is very important, and I think anybody who wants to actually know whether or not a church is valid or not probably should dive into that, because I think if you do, you'll end up understanding that monarchical Trinitarianism is the most consistent and well-grounded
authority, but they did not want the elimination of church authority. That was uniquely Protestant.
Okay.
And
But
because of
essentially,
that, it
go ahead.
led to the erosion of centralization of authority over time in all of Europe, including to the point where Anglicans fled here in order to be able to govern themselves. And many Protestant sects actually fled here because they wanted to govern themselves outside of church authority. And part of the foundation of the United States, which was contributed by many, many deists, which is that occult part that I'm talking about. Those things were based on Enlightenment principles, not on Christianity, hardly at all. Now, there was plenty of Christians who were here, but the idea was there was a blending between these two philosophies, Christian ethics and Enlightenment.
So going back to what I was saying, though, like, so you're saying that them actually breaking away and not wanting to submit to the Pope's authority and to keep on going along with the indulgences, you don't think that was a good thing for them to stand up against?
So that's not really the point, right? That's not the point at all. The point is that they completely, most of what happened out of the Protestant movement was a complete denial of authority in itself. I mean, you see that with Solus Raptura. That's a big way of denying the church's authority and giving it just to a scripture that requires an interpretive lens. And if you have a church that does not have a good interpretive lens, like what Andrew was saying before, it's like a decoder ring. All these people are now getting different results out of using that decoder ring.
That has no bearing on anything, whether I think it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Well,
I'm
it's
telling
the
you what
main
is
couple
the
of the main
case.
reasons why they kind of protested.
Yeah,
That's
I
the whole
don't care
point.
why. I'm telling you what
So
is
you
responsible
think it's
for.
okay to just go
Yeah,
along
I
with the
don't.
papacy?
Do you understand that me
Well,
telling
I
you
do understand.
why?
I'm trying to
Okay,
get it.
stop.
No, no, no. Please
If I
don't do
tell you
that. I'm
why
trying.
a thing is
I didn't
true,
interrupt you
doesn't
when you
mean that I
talked, Andrew.
agree or
Let me talk for a
disagree.
second, okay?
You're strawmanning
I
the
didn't
entire
interrupt you.
position.
I didn't interrupt you. I let you talk freely. Give me a second here. I'm trying
It
to get
happened.
from you. I'm trying to get from you
Yeah.
just an honest answer.
It's
You may
irrelevant
not
to the
agree
debate.
with
It's
Protestants, but
irrelevant to the debate.
no, that's the whole point. You
Then
brought up Protestant.
what?
It's not relevant to the debate at all. The Catholics are not relevant to the criticism that's being levied towards the reformers and the ideology that they created that caused a problem with modern society.
Is the
Information.
yeah? And
So
what is the
if you
debate
can't
topic?
even admit
What's the
that the
debate topic?
origin that they were going against the Catholic Church of doing wrong things, then how can you say the Catholic Church does anything wrong at all?
It's irrelevant. What's the debate
No, it's
topic?
not irrelevant.
What's the debate
It's
topic?
perfectly no,
What's the
it's on the
debate
topic.
topic? What is it?
Well, we're going back to the
What
origins of the
is
Protestant
the
Reformation, right?
debate topic,
Hey,
Borian?
hey, buddy. It's
Answer
not my first
question.
rodeo, and I'm not.
It's not my first rodeo, boy. What you doing here? You coming here making sense and shit? I'm trying to talk about the Catholics. How bad the Catholics are, boy. The fuck out my face with that logic and shit.
I'm not gonna get bullied by you. I'm not going to get bullied by you. I want to have a conversation with you.
Debate topic. Can you tell me?
All right. You can make yourself look like a moron. That's
Can you
fine.
tell me the debate
I'm trying to
topic?
have a conversation with you.
Great.
I'm
and
not Mahler. I'm not
can you
these other
can you
guys.
just tell me the debate
Yeah.
topic?
Yeah. Can you actually answer a question?
If you answer what the debate topic
If you
is, I'll answer relevant questions
this is
to
not
it.
talking about the Protestant Reformation, yes or no?
No, it's not.
You
Specifically,
brought
it's
this up,
talking
my
about
friend.
what?
You put the words
Tell
Protestant
me.
Reformation had a big hand in our thing. So I'm going back to where it all started.
Tell me the debate
So you
topic.
have to prove from when it
As soon
started
as you tell me the
that this
debate
is a problem.
topic. Tell me the debate topic.
You have to prove that.
Tell me the debate topic.
You tell me the debate topic.
Okay,
Oh
great.
my God. Okay, this is where I was like, okay, I gotta listen to this a little bit before I go play any games or play Dark Souls, because that shit was so fucking funny. You tell me the debate topic. You tell me, boy. You guys, what the fuck you doing here? What the fuck you think this is?
Hey, I'll tell you the debate topic. Did the Protestant Reformation have a hand in problems of modernity? Whether Protestantism justified or not has nothing to do with that fucking topic, dork. Now, do you want to argue the topic or not?
I knew you couldn't last
Do you want to argue the topic or not?
No, I do. I want to get to the origins of why they protested. So
it's irrelevant.
Can you at least to say
it's
what they originally started with?
It's irrelevant.
Right?
It's
no, it's not.
Relevant. Okay, tell me how it's relevant. How is it relevant?
Because it's biblical. We're talking about what
that has
the Bible
nothing to do with the debate topic, dude.
No, it does.
No, it
the
doesn't.
Protestant Reformation started because of what they believe the Bible teaches, because of the papacy's bad authority.
That's nice. What is
okay, so what is the argument here? Is he tried to push the argument that denial of authority is a good thing because it's biblical? That's why they went away from the Catholic Church. Is that what the point is? I don't understand what he's even talking about.
Have to do with the debate topic.
Are you going to have any type of decency here?
Yes, as long as you stick to the debate topic that we agreed to.
Okay, but I'm not going to play by your rules. I can ask
whatever
questions.
That means. You can ask questions that are relevant to the debate topic.
I can ask questions that go back to the origin of when it first started and just ask you simple questions. I don't think it's that.
Yeah, you can ask me.
No, this is what this is. It's a gotcha type of thing, right? I'm going to ask you about why this happened so that I can first say that you're Catholic bad, and also I could say you don't know what you're talking about because you don't understand this specific thing that I'm talking about.
Simple questions that are relevant to the topic of the debate.
So you don't think it's relevant to know why it originally started, but you can criticize Protestant Reformation in the last 500 years because you just think you can criticize them.
Let me ask you a question. During the Holocaust, did 6 million Jews die?
Yes. We everybody could criticize the Protestant Reformation without whether or not it's being valid in these certain cases. You could be valid that they are criticizing the Catholic Church in those specific stances, but that's not what the topic is about. The topic is directly showing why it is a problem.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Oh, okay. Is it relevant for you to know that, to know how World War II started or not?
Can you
the
explain?
answer is no. You don't need to know how World War II started to know that 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. See how that works?
Well, actually, that would be. Why did it start? Don't play that game. Why did it start?
World War II started for a whole bunch of reasons.
Why did World War start? Tell me why.
I would say it started around Hitler invading Poland.
And why did he do that?
Because he wanted to see a reunified Germany.
And why did he want to do that?
Well, he had a whole host of reasons. The Treaty of Versailles, things like this.
Oh my God, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. Like, what? So this is another type of... I'm pretty sure this is fallacious, but I don't remember what the fallacy is called. But it's ultimately just like, why? Like, this is not the Socratic method that he's employing. What he's doing is just continuously asking why, so he can eventually find a minute detail that he can try to pick apart and say, well, you don't know what you're talking about. That's what's happening here. I don't know if it's fallacious, but it's definitely like a bad faith type of debate tactic. That's how I would take it if someone was doing this to me. Well, I played tug of war with a tree and unbent the front of my truck. Congratulations. But maybe your truck should have stayed bent. You ever think about that? That's the true philosophical question.
What?
Well, none of that's relevant.
What's the cause?
But if the debate topic we're in was,
what's the cause?
Did
you
6
brought it up.
million Jews die in the Holocaust? The cause of the war would have
why did 6 million Jews die,
have
Andrew?
no bearing. It has no bearing on the topic.
Why did 6 million Jews die?
Because they killed them.
Why did they kill them? Why did they kill them?
For a whole host of different reasons that they justified.
Can you come up with at least a good one?
Because they wanted them out of the country, they wanted them out of the nation, or they saw them as a threat, or any number of different reasons.
You know, I hope that you would agree with my answer here. It's because we are a fallen humanity. We're depraved.
Holy fucking shit. Okay, so I've already not been able to listen to what was going on in this debate at this point. We're past the point where I got to now. But what? Hold on, I need that repeated.
My answer here. It's because we are a fallen humanity. We're depraved. We are sinners, right?
Oh my God,
I don't care
dude.
about your preaching, dude. I don't care about the debate topic.
Oh my fucking God. What the fuck? Then the tire would rubble. Maybe it'll make the tire more resilient. You ever think about that, Voltaire? Sometimes you have to do stuff to make things stronger, like that tire. Not my fault. The old lady hit a deer full speed on the highway. Well, maybe that deer should have gotten out of the way.
You came to my channel.
Well, this is the thing. Like, why do these people try to debate? I don't understand what kind of point they think they're making besides we're all fallen people. Okay, great. We understand that. And like you can make debates, you can reduce them down to the way you know things. Like I think that's maybe something that he was trying to do is how do you I don't even think he's smart enough to do that. You can't reduce a debate down to how you even can justify knowing something. But like at the end of the day, they would be probably saying the same stuff. So that's not like the point of it. It would be similar. It wouldn't be the exact same because he would deny church authority. So it would just get to that point. But I don't understand what he's doing.
Well, that's all my
You
channel.
did
I think he's just retarded. He's just retarding.
The channel you told me that you wanted me to
If
go
you
to?
don't want to answer a simple question of why
I'm
we
not
are
gonna answer
fallen
things
people,
not relevant to the
no,
debate
no, we
topic.
are all fallen people. Yes.
How's that relevant
Yes.
to the debate topic?
No, it is perfectly relevant.
Tell me. Tell me how.
We're talking about a dysfunctional society.
Great.
It is relevant because we're
Yeah.
sinners, correct?
Even if I grant it, it still wouldn't be relevant to the debate
You
topic.
can't even grant
Okay, so we're all dysfunctional because we're all fallen people. Thus, Protestantism it didn't play a hand into it.
that we're sinners.
Yeah, sure, we're sinners. How's that relevant
What
to
does
the debate
Romans
topic?
1 teach us about
How is
mankind?
this relevant to the debate?
Because that's anything that's relevant of dysfunctional society has to do with what? Sin.
Okay, sure, but there's going to be a sequence of events which also lead through a
Sure.
historic prism
What
for us to
causes all
understand the
these events,
context.
Andrew? What
Yeah.
causes them?
Great. Okay,
What
so
happened with
so
Noah?
the
Why
primary
did
cause
God
of
have to
all
wipe out?
sin.
Why did God?
So society is dysfunctional. Is society is dysfunctional because Eve ate the apple and Adam and Eve ate the apple. Now everything's fucked up because that's why. That's why. It's not the Protestants' fault. It's Adam and Eve's fault. Was that what it was? What the fuck is he talking about?
I'd have to wipe
I'm
out
glad
the
that we
whole world
established that.
almost with Noah, Andrew. Why do you have to do that?
I'm glad that we
Were
established.
they
Hey,
dysfunctional then, Andrew?
what caused World War II? Sin.
Were they dysfunctional with Noah?
Yeah.
What caused World War II sin? Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? Is that
Sin.
What about
What caused
Gomorrah? Were they
the Korean War?
dysfunctional?
Sin.
Why did I stub my toe today? Sin. Why did I burn my pizza today? Sin. I don't know.
Andrew, were they dysfunctional with Sodom and Gomorrah?
Who? The Sodomites and the
Sodom and Gomorrah.
yeah. What about it?
Were they a dysfunctional society back then?
Yeah, sure.
Why were they dysfunctional?
Because they weren't adhering to the edicts of God.
What does that even mean?
It means that essentially they broke the idea of hospitality and tried to essay an angel. And so when they did that, God got really mad and he blew them up.
Okay. So
Mhm.
they were sinning, doing homosexual activities.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with Noah.
Great.
What was the first sin in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve?
Wait, what? What? Same with Noah? What?
They were sinning, doing homosexual activities.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with Noah.
Great.
What was the first sin
What?
in the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve? What do we see the origin of all this?
What is
This is the thing, right? Like all these people and this is what confuses me. Like I'm not that I've not read the Bible that much, but I understand immediately right there the problem with what he just said. I don't understand why these people who take sola scriptura as like the biggest authority, they don't even remember the scriptures correctly. I'm not going to say why or what the scripture says, but like what he just said there is completely fucked.
this have to do with the debate topic?
Because if we're going to talk about
It
dysfunctional
also has nothing to do with what they're fucking talking about. I don't understand.
society, we have to get to the root of it.
Okay, so you're just saying that the pillar of this is sin. Great.
Do you agree or disagree?
Sure. What does that have to do with the debate topic, though? How does that tie into the Protestant Reformation's erosion of authority, which has led to most of the modern, I would say, well, maybe not most, but
can
at
you
least many.
give me the proof?
Right. What this is that's the root of what the debate is, right? It's not all these things about sin and God and whatever. That's not about that. You could reduce it down to that, but ultimately what would happen is the argument would reduce down to criticism that he's already bringing to what happened within the Protestant movement and the denial of it. So I don't understand it. He's trying to reduce it down to the base components of what debate is, the initial assertion that's necessary to know whether something is good or not. He's trying to do that, but that's what the prompt has already kind of done. There's accepted things that they already would both concede to, but I don't get what it, maybe he's just going full retard.
That you think the big hand
Mhm.
in our modern society is caused by Protestant Reformation. What's your proof of that?
The fact that it eroded central authority
That's a
inside
claim.
of
Prove it.
every
Prove
single
it.
Western nation. Okay, do you
Prove
want to
it.
go?
Don't just say it. Prove it.
Sure. Do you want to go through the various philosophers who were Protestants who
What's
preached
your
egalitarianism?
best evidence that Protestant Reformation is the big hand of cause in our modern day society of
Because
dysfunctional?
because the historians broadly agree that the idea behind why it is that most central authorities began to become questioned moving into the Enlightenment period was due to the Protestant Reformation unempowering the church by moving away from the church and arguing against centralized authority when it came to scripture and the gospel.
And which church was that? The Catholic Church, right?
The one that they moved away from, yes.
Right. And was that a good or bad thing in your opinion?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, if it was not good, means they should have still kept, listening to the false teachings and authority
Has nothing to do
of
with
the Roman
anything.
Catholic Church.
Has
Well, it
nothing
has
to do
So
with
that has nothing to do with what the prompt is. Say that it is a cause. Now you could make the argument: was it a moral cause that created that? Sure, but you would still lose that section of the debate, because if you were following the scriptures, you would be looking for where the church is, not we need to rebuild this church. You would be looking for the location of the church, not trying to build it back up. And I know what Lutherans will say: well, we were the church left us, blah blah blah.
nothing to do with it.
nothing.
It has everything to do with
What
it.
does it have to do with it? Anything.
It
What does
has
that have to do
everything
with
to do with it.
anything? Has nothing to do with anything.
You either have to say they made a wrong decision and they should have stayed
Why?
under the
What do I
authority
need
of
to
the
say
Catholic
that?
Church.
This is a descriptive claim, not a prescriptive claim. Good and bad are
I'm
oughts.
challenging you,
Just
Andrew, to
stop.
prove your claim.
And
You're
here's
the one
okay.
that made the claim.
Do you want
You
the
got to prove it. You
historians?
can't just make assumptions.
Do you want me to
You
utilize
can't just make
historians?
assumptions.
Do you want me to utilize historians? Because what you're asking me for is a normative claim. That's ought.
I'm asking for proof
Stop,
and evidence,
bro.
not just
My turn. My
accusations.
turn. Hang on. Calm down.
Well, I'll
You're
let you
asking me
talk. I don't
for
calm
a.
down.
You're
I'll
asking
let you
me
talk.
for a normative claim. That's ought. Should. That's normative. I'm
Okay.
talking about descriptive.
Okay, but
Descriptive
give
is
me
not
something
ought.
descriptive.
Stop. Descriptive's not ought. Descriptive's not should. Those are normative claims. This debate is about descriptive claims, not
Okay.
normative claims. So if you want to ask for a burden of proof, that's fine and
Well,
fair,
that's your
and I
claim.
should stop, and I'll
You
provide those.
can't just say
But
stop
that
when
has
I'm
nothing.
challenging you on something.
I'm
Come on,
almost
be
done.
real.
Then you can talk, dude.
Just
That's fine. Just
you
stop,
can say
dude. There'll be
something once
5
in a while. That's
seconds
part
so
of
I can.
So this is okay. So this is the big problem. Like, yes, there's descriptive and normative debates. You could have a descriptive debate on what is this thing, or you could make the argument of this is the thing. You could try to challenge it of ought it be that way? That you can do that, but it ultimately just grants what the is claim is. So you have to grant that that is true to attack the ought. He would have to then move to the ought. So I don't understand why he's like skipping steps. He's skipping like all the steps and just going Catholic bad.
Finish,
this.
and then you can
You did
talk.
say this is a free for all kind of
I'm
early
still
on,
not
right?
done. Just stop talking for 5 seconds.
My goodness,
So
what
the point
kind of
is,
jeepers? I thought you were supposed to be
when
this
you
big
make
bad debater.
when you make a normative claim, right? This
Yeah,
is,
he's fucking mauling you, dude. Like you've not even said anything except sin. Catholic bad. We sin. Sin bad. All sin makes the world bad.
about normative claims. My is or ought or my oughts have nothing to do with this. This is about descriptors. So if you want descriptive evidence, we can go through the descriptive evidence. Yes.
Just give me something. What's your best evidence that you would say in our modern day was caused by the Protestant Reformation of a dysfunction?
This was something that I talked to Abe and Shiva about like a while ago. Like, I don't think that they were understanding. I wasn't describing it very well. Like, is wood the best building material? And you could make or what is the best building material for something? And you could make the argument whether it is stone or wood, and you would put then the ought claims on that for what it should be. So it's not, and even within that, you would make the is claims of why you should do that with the wood or stone or whatever. But there would still be oughts within that why you should do this. There would still be moral claims with the oughts of how we would build the house out of wood for whatever reasons. But even within this, what's happening here, this is he's skipping things. You could accept the is and go towards the oughts, but he's not even accepting the ises because he doesn't. I think he's just lost.
Functional society.
Didn't say it was caused by. I said it had a large hand in it because it
Big
paved the way
hand.
for
Did
the
right, right.
Enlightenment.
Details matter. Big hand. Well, so what is your biggest evidence for that?
I would use the historic standard for this and what
What's that?
historians broadly agree on. Well, if you give me a second, I can pull up the historical standards that I would appeal to.
I
And
thought you.
I think that that's fine.
Okay.
So
If
if
you have
that's
to
what's
Google it, that's fine.
if
Go
that's
ahead and
what
go
you
Google
want.
it. Go
Well,
Google it real
wait
quick.
a second. You're asking me for formal evidence. You want me to freehand it?
You're the one that gave me the descriptive debate. I thought you had become prepared for this.
I am prepared for it, but
Then
if
why
you
do you gotta
want
Google it?
formal evidence, then you got to give me a
Why you
second
gotta
to pull
Google
it
it?
up.
Can't you just tell me?
Why am I Googling anything? I'm just pulling it
You're
up
getting
out of
ready
my
to look
files.
something up.
So I
Why
just
can't
want to
you
make sure. I just want to make sure that you don't want me to use any formal sources, or you do.
I'm asking you to prove your claims. You're
Then
the
why
one
don't
that
you
came
let
up
me
with
do
the
No,
that? You close your mouth.
so this is the thing. Like he could prove the claim. He says he could prove the claim. What would be the valid way that you would accept the proof of that claim? How would you accept it? That's the question. And he's just prove it.
Mouth.
So we're going 26 minutes now.
Just I don't get it. Do you want me to prove the claim through a historic standard or not?
Come on, man. Give me something.
What do you want? What do you want for the claim?
What is your evidence?
I'm using the historic standard
And that is?
that that historians broadly agree, there's consensus, that Protestantism led to the adoption of Enlightenment principles. That's not even a dispute by most
You
mainstream
even agree
historians.
Enlightenment came later, so you can't blame that on the Protestant Reformation.
That's
That
the
came like 100
stupidest
to 200
thing
years
that
later.
I've ever heard
You
in my
can't blame
life.
that on that. That's
Oh,
irrelevant.
great. World War II came after World War I, so you can't blame World War I for World War II. Genius
Yeah,
logic,
it's all
bro.
common sense.
Brilliant
common sense.
logic. Your logic is, man, you have
Yet you still haven't
laid me
provided a
low,
single-
sir.
It's funny. You haven't provided a single evidence yet for your claim. It's funny.
Well, every time I begin to, you already begin with a refutation, which is, do you
Can
agree
you just get something?
do you agree that historians agree with the standard or not?
Historians have disagreements. They're not all
That's not my
universal
question.
on
What's
this.
my
Oh
question?
my god, dude, this is like impossible. This conversation is just impossible. I don't think that this is. I don't think you could actually have a reasonable conversation with this person because he's not thinking. Like he's not. He's like not even trying to. He's not trying to debate. He's not trying to find anything that could be true about the statement. He's just saying no, 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 no. Well, not even if you provide me that. Well, I'm not going to believe it because historians get stuff wrong sometimes. Like what the fuck?
What is your question, Andrew?
Do historians agree, is there broad consensus that the Protestant Reformation paved the way for Enlightenment principles?
No.
That's
sure
your.
some. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there
you-
are some.
You're sure
But I
there's
mean,
some.
to
You
make
don't
to
think
make
that there's
that,
broad consensus for that?
yeah, but here's my point. Let me talk for about 30 seconds to a minute, please.
Sure.
So, myself as a born again Christian, and I'm looking at the Bible, and I look throughout history, and I see how cultures, like I mentioned, Noah, Sodom and Gomorrah, we see the book of Judges, Judges 21:25 says that everyone did what was right in their own eyes because there was no king. Solomon said in Proverbs 14:12 that a man does what's right in his own eyes, yet the way there is death. Jesus warned that before he came back that there would be wars and rumors of wars and love of men would grow cold. Even Paul wrote about these things. We live in a fallen world. Nothing is new under the sun. So in order for you to blame in our modern day society of the dysfunctional issues and to say it's the big hand from the Protestant Reformation, I'm asking you to prove that assertion because historically we've had these issues before the Protestant Reformation.
Which issues?
The dysfunctional society.
Which
Oh my god, dude. Like, what is he even saying? Dysfunctional society. What's a dysfunctional society to you? It's dysfunctional.
dysfunction?
How about this? Give me the list of what you think in our modern day of dysfunctional society was caused by the Protestant Reformation. How about
The
that?
idea
Oh,
of
like he already did? Like he already did?
positive rights is
What
the
idea
first
what?
dysfunction. Positive rights.
I don't actually know what that means. What does that mean, please?
Well, you've read the Constitution, the amendments in the Constitution, correct?
Yeah, when I was younger, I don't remember all that stuff. Yeah,
Well, let's just take one that you do
Oh,
remember. It's
Lord.
not a trick. It's not a trap. You're aware of like the Second Amendment, for instance, right?
sure. Okay.
That means you can own a gun, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. So if we're talking about that, do you have a duty to own a gun, though?
Do I have a what?
A duty to own a gun.
In our modern day.
Just period, as far as that right
A
is
duty.
concerned.
So I understand you're saying a duty like in regards to an obligation. Is that what you're saying?
Mhm. Yeah, duty and obligation can be synonyms for this. That's fine.
Sure. I don't think it's a duty. I think
That seems fair. I also
Yeah.
agree with
Okay,
you.
so I gotta say this. After watching that fucking Russia, that Vlad guy, I don't like the hand motioning that he's doing. I've been mentally fucking scarred.
Broadly
Okay.
that the First Amendment, you have the freedom of speech, but you don't have any duty to speak out, right?
Okay.
So these are all things which are assumed with no duty. So
Okay.
that's not the way that rights ever traditionally worked, not even in Christianity, that they were entitlements which were given. They were duties which were asserted, and then you would assume the right from the duty. Let me explain what that means.
Okay. Go ahead.
I, as a Christian, am not allowed to murder you, right?
Correct.
Okay, so therefore you have a
Eat
right
shit.
not to be murdered.
Agreed.
Yeah, so you see how the right that you entail to yourself is coming to you from the idea that I have a duty to not do the opposite of that, right? That's where you're inferring
I think
that.
I'm tracking you. Okay.
Yeah,
Keep
so when
going.
you say God-given rights, what anything that you would appeal to as a God-given right would likely be in the context of that. It's not just that you have some entitlement, it's that you have a whole grouping of duties, and those would be the entailment of the entitlement to other people. So you're not allowed to, I don't know, you're not allowed to murder, you're not allowed to steal. That's a good one, right? You're not allowed to steal, right?
According to the word of God, amen. According to the laws of our land, yes.
Okay, so then if you stole from me under any governmental system that you would come up with under Christianity, even if it was just like you and 10 people, and I came to you with a grievance, hey, this guy stole from me, you would be forced to concede then that I had a right to not be stolen from, right?
Based on what you said, sure.
Makes sense, right? That's how we would infer
Common sense, I
rights.
would agree. Yeah.
The Enlightenment disagrees with you.
Okay.
What the Enlightenment is talking about with egalitarianism is that there's ideas of natural rights, which are entitlements that come with no duty.
Okay.
That is one of the key provinces for almost all problems in modernity.
Now, I have to give an answer.
Yep. So like and that's a really difficult thing to get people to understand. Specifically American people, like just that, like the average everyday American. It's it's really annoying actually.
So you understand when I'm giving you a response here, even though you may not like the answer. Okay. I come from a biblical point of view with a lot of what you're sharing. And so I base my decisions and what I do in my life, my morality is to first the Lord. Okay. And just like when Jesus said, render to Caesar what Caesar's and render to God what's God's. So I base my decision, what you're talking about here, duties, rights, whatever, I'm putting the Lord first. Going back to some of the original conversation here about, what I was asking the question about back in the early days with the Protestant Reformation, was it right or wrong what they did? You think it's irrelevant. That's your perspective. But I believe, biblically speaking, we're not to be robots. We're not to be machines. We have freedom of speech. We have freedom of thought, and we can actually challenge people who are so claiming to be an authority, right? And if they're doing something that goes against what God has taught or given us in His Word, then I believe that is an appropriate thing. So going back to what I was asking about the Protestant Reformation,
But do you have a duty to do that?
yeah, yeah. The
Okay,
Bible,
so then
the Bible
so
says to contend for the faith
so
once
then
and then for faith.
do you see how then what you're doing is you're making an appropriation of rights based on duties? But that's
Well,
not
I'm doing
how
it.
enlightenment the idea of enlightened
Sure.
rights work. Those work based on the entailment of entitlement. I'm entitled to this.
How would you even enforce like a duty to question authority? That's like a contradictory thing to even have within a government, right? You must always question our authority. Like, that doesn't even make any sense, because I don't think that you can't have that be true in like all cases. It's like a pretty big claim that makes no fucking sense.
With no duty. There is no
What?
duty. I just
Right.
am I'm just justified in this thing because I am. That's a
Right.
whole
Just let me
concept of natural
let me
rights, by the way,
yeah, let me
which is
finish my answer,
enlightenment.
please. Yeah, let me finish my answer.
You just did finish
No,
it.
I
I'm
didn't. I
respect
wasn't done. I wasn't done.
Okay.
What I was trying to say is, according to Scripture, we are told to contend for the faith. We are told to actually study the Scriptures. We are told to test what people claim. So this is actually what the Bible
So
does teach.
yeah, so what?
So, well, I'm going back to what we're talking about, the origin of the Protestant Reformation. So what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, when they started off good, just because there may be some bad apples over the years, that doesn't mean necessarily that the cause, or the big hand, as you like to say, is from the Protestant Reformation. Because
Right, but okay, so there might be some bad people. That's not the criticism. It's that the general consensus of what the Protestant Reformation did to to society made them always constantly question the structures of authority, that to a point where it was unreasonable, and it then slowly over the course of time has eroded that.
again, I'm a biblical person, so you may not want to argue this way. I get it, but I'm looking to the origin, to the root. We, by nature, are depraved people, right?
Yeah, but you
Who-
can't
Just,
limit every
I am
cause
just let
to.
me just.
Hang
I'm
on, you
not
can't,
trying to
dude.
preach. I'm just trying to give an
Eventually,
answer.
you got to let somebody
Yeah,
else talk,
yeah,
dude. You can't
yeah.
filibuster the
Dude,
whole
you're
debate.
you're you're being silly. I let you talk a lot already. I'm just trying to finish my statement.
We could agree. Yes, the world's fallen. Yes, people are sinful, and that's a reason why bad things happen. But like after that's conceded already, that's not the sole dunk on all the causes of everything that you think it is. There are other things that happen, even though that those things are true. There are things that happen that you can look at and understand are directly the cause of something. It's like saying, someone stole my bike, right? So that also means they're just as bad as the person who raped my grandmother. You know, like somebody stole my bike, so they should be. It's basically the same as somebody raping my grandmother. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Throughout history and different civilizations, there's always been immorality. There's always been people who've done what they want to do right. And nothing is new under the sun. We live in the same age today. So what I'm trying to say is for you to try to pin this on the Protestant Reformation, you've got nothing to really prove that. It's just your assertions.
That's literally a lie. I just told you that I can appeal to the historic standard of universal empirical agreement by scholars for where Enlightenment principles came from. And I'm willing to pull up a list of scholars that you can look up yourself if you
So
disagree with this claim that nobody disagrees with. But wait, my turn.
you're
I just let you go. My turn.
I'll
So
let you
the
go.
next
I'll
thing
let you go.
that's funny about this, and it's actually
It
hilarious
is
to
fun.
me, is
It is
great.
fun.
We could just say that about everything, can't we?
Sure. You absolutely can.
OnlyFans causes that there's sin in the world. Great. Oh,
That makes sense.
prostitution's causes there's sin in the world. Oh, girl, thank you. That's so helpful. Oh, the
Yep.
cause of me falling down the stairs is that we're living a fallen state. Great. Why replace the floorboard then? After all, I mean, that's just the way the nature of the world is corrupt, you know? I mean, that's
Yep.
just how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it ultimately reduces down to that. Well, the world's fallen. Why would we bother? It's bad. So why should we even attack causes?
We obviously are going to look for correlating factors and explanations, including in the natural world, for
Sure.
cause and effects when it comes to social and societal impacts. You just going,
Right.
well, hey, bro, there's sin in the world is not
Yep.
helpful. It tells us
Yep.
nothing. It doesn't get us to any of these causes. It does nothing
Mhm.
for us.
Mhm. You just said cause and effect, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little prediction here. I'm gonna reach inside my futuristic fucking understanding of what this dude's about to say. He's gonna say, well, yeah, if people didn't sin, then then the bad thing wouldn't happen.
So the effect is dysfunctional society, right?
Well, I mean, that's not the only thing that made society dysfunctional.
I know.
I'm
I'm just
talking,
saying. I'm
yes,
saying the
it's a
effect.
reason. Yes, it's a
The
reason for
effect.
dysfunction. Yes,
The
correct.
effect is the
Mhm.
dysfunctional society, correct?
No, the effect is at least partial responsibility for dysfunction in
Well,
society.
I want to ask the harder question. What's the cause of it? What's the cause of a dysfunctional society?
There's a whole host of correlating factors.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Give me some, please.
Like, for instance, let's say that the sun, right, disappears in Europe and they have a really bad famine. Are you saying that that's because they sinned, or could there be a natural explanation for that?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Let's say that they just don't get a lot of sunshine in England for a year and it causes a famine. Is that due to sin, or is there a natural cause for that?
So, like you like to use the word that's irrelevant. That's not even answering what I'm talking about.
It is.
We're
Answer the
talking about
question. Is there a
us.
natural cause for that, or are you just going to say, well, there's sin in the world?
That would be obviously
All
not.
right, so then they would have the problem of, and this is why, like a lot of Protestants don't do very well. A low tier I'm not going to say all Protestants, but I'm going to say that the very low tier normie type of evangelical Christian doesn't deal well with the problem of evil. Just because that baseline understanding. I'm not going to expand on that because I'm tired and I want to eat these pretzels.
A natural part of God's natural laws for this world. So whatever the
Why wouldn't it
reason
be
we
a
do the laws of
natural
God.
law for the world? What do you
So,
mean, the weather?
but
The weather's
we,
not part of the natural
Andrew,
world,
but
dude.
we as people
Wait, what
are
do you? No,
cause
no.
for
Wait, stop.
anything of just.
What do you mean that
I
that's
don't
not
understand how you can't
God's?
even have a normal
What do you
conversation.
mean that that's not God's
Listen,
natural plan for the world?
everything that we do
That
in
there's
this
not
world that's
sunshine.
either moral, dysfunctional, wokeanity, whatever it may be, because you like to, do your politics debates with a lot of the people on the woke side, which I probably have a lot of agreement with you. But the problem is, why are we dysfunctional? Why do we do what we do?
I just gave you a reason that you could appeal to for a natural cause of dysfunction that has nothing to do with human
But that's
behavior.
irrelevant to what I'm talking about
It
right now.
does, because
No,
not
no.
all forms of dysfunction have to do with human behavior.
The Bible is very clear, my friend. We all sin, correct?
Has nothing to do with what I just said. Do you agree with
But
me?
if
That
Right. So, but by the logic he's trying to show him is that if you sin, then because bad thing happened, it must be because you sinned. So if the sun does not shine on England and there's a famine, it's because they sinned. It's retard logic.
there
Cause
are
of our
there can be
dysfunctional
causes.
society,
Stop.
right?
There can be causes of human dysfunction that are not sin based, right?
Can people sin without?
Can you answer my question, dude?
Can people
Answer
have
my question,
immoral
dude.
lives? Sorry, let me ask you. Can people have immoral
I'm
lives
not.
without?
No more answering until you answer my question.
No. You're.
So the question would be, could somebody have a completely moral life and bad thing happen? Could you be a righteous person and still have bad things happening to you? Based on that, like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
Then we'll just sit here and stare at each other for a while.
Then let's do that. I'll listen to heavy metal. We'll stare at each other until you learn how to answer a question, and then ask one.
All right, go ahead and listen to heavy metal.
All right, I'll do that.
Oh my God. Is he seriously just gonna not talk? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on? How long does this go? What the fuck is happening? And then he just puts them on the big screen? What the fuck is happening right now?
Dysfunctional society.
Okay,
You
so
still haven't proven your.
Berg. It was a big off. No. Yeah, you can send in your super chats. That's fine. I can read them. Yeah, I don't know why he's spurred. I don't know. Don't ask me. I agree. It was a big opportunity for him, but you don't want to do it.
what the fuck is happening right now? He I guess Andrew hit the factory reset button. He's just lost. He ain't got nothing. What the fuck?
At some point, we'll
This is where it gets really weird.
find Protwurst, then can actually make an argument. I doubt it. I doubt you're ever going to find one that could even stick to the topic, honestly.
Yeah, if you could actually prove your point.
Well, wait, I don't understand. Are we done now? Are we done? I thought you weren't going to talk till. Are you going to answer my question now?
Playing around, playing games.
Yeah. Do you want to answer my
So
question now?
are
or
we
we're
going to
gonna
go back
this?
to actually having a conversation?
If
and
you're
you can
willing to
actually-
answer my question
and
first, I'll answer
actually-
yours. That
So
sounds
you
fair?
still haven't proven your point.
Yeah. So,
And
but
I've
my,
demonstrated that scripturally speaking, historically speaking, we're all screwed up. You
What is
can't
my point?
prove.
Yeah.
You can't prove the Protestant
Mhm.
Reformation is the cause or a major cause of our dysfunctional society today. You still haven't proven it.
So he can't differentiate the cause of the hand that Protestantism has in creating a dysfunctional society, because we're all sinners and we're all affected by sin. What the fuck?
Still haven't proven it. The hand in our dysfunctional society.
Yeah. What dysfunctions in society?
Well, you're the one that said it. You haven't proven it yet.
Proven what though? What is it?
Exactly.
I
exactly.
I gave you
Yeah,
a whole
prove
host
it.
of information.
So
So
prove-
let's
so
start
prove
with
your
my
assertion.
question. Hang on. Let's start with my
No,
question.
no. I'm
Start with
I'm
my
done
question.
being nice.
Oh,
You
okay.
prove
Well, then
your
Oh,
assertion.
no.
When you're done, when you're ready to
No.
answer one
Prove
question,
He's done being nice. Now he's just gonna, ask the same question over and over again that's been
so
answered.
then we'll get back to
Prove your
this.
assertion. Now is the time.
Answer my
What?
question. Now's the time.
Either prove it or leave.
Either answer the question or kick me.
What?
Can you answer?
Prove you're a Christian or leave? What the fuck are you talking about?
Give the answer. What the best evidence you got? What is it again?
I already told you. It's the entirety
is
of the
it?
historic standard and all of the scholars
That's
who
the
back it
best
up.
you got. That's the best you got.
Yeah, that's. I would think that would be all I would need for
Yeah.
an empirical claim.
You
Now, my
don't-
turn. Answer my question.
No,
now.
you don't have a turn. We've already been talking.
Oh, okay. So
So
you're not going to answer my question.
what was your question that I didn't
Okay,
answer?
So I'm going to try again. Is it the
What's your
case
question?
that you can have a natural cause for thing that's not rooted in sin?
Oh, that's irrelevant. That's a stupid question. Go
Answer
back
it.
to what you're supposed to be
Just answer
proving.
the question,
No, no,
dude.
no. Go back to the topic.
Answer
Prove
the
no, and to
question.
prove your
I'll tell you why it's relational. I'll
assertion.
tell you why it's relational to the
Prove your
topic.
assertion, Andrew.
I'll tell you why it's relational to the topic. Here we
No,
go.
just prove your assertion.
The reason it's relational to the topic and the reason why it's important to the topic is because you said, look, the cause and root of all things is sin, man. All things
course.
are bad. It's because
Yep.
of sin. Sin causes all of it, right? It's like,
Yep.
okay, great.
Yep.
However, if I bang my knee on a floorboard because I just lazily didn't pin it back down the night before, is that due to my sin or is it due to like just me being a dummy?
So in the Garden of Eden, when we
Answer my question.
hello, McFly, your shoes are untied. Yes, the answer to your
Hello,
question is sin.
McFly, your shoes untied, son. Get dunked on.
Because of the fallen nature, we all do things that our bodies are corrupted and falling apart. So the answer is still sin.
The answer to everything.
The answer is still sin.
So they answered all problems.
Answered sin, my boy. Why did I just get a little choked up on this damn pretzel? Because of sin, son. Sin. The devil made me choke on that damn pretzel. The devil tried to take me out, but thankfully the Lord saved me, and I grabbed this Dr. Pepper and I made sure that I didn't choke.
Is sin.
The Lord's Dr. Pepper.
How about that?
So there, you wouldn't give any causative explanation. The reason the pipe broke in your fridge is
things are dysfunctional outside of sin.
Yes. Did your pipe?
How?
Did your pipe?
How can we do things that are dysfunctional outside of sin, Andrew?
Did the pipes break in your house because of sin?
That's irrelevant to our action.
Answer the question.
No. You're not going to play that game.
No, don't play that game, son. It was the devil in them pipes. The devil broke them pipes, son. That's what happened.
Of dysfunctional people, of immorality, of homosexuality, abortion.
The homosexuality of those pipes. The pipes were homosexuals. They had the devil in them.
Christianity. What is the problem?
Yeah,
Mr. Anderson.
When you're talking about empirical claims, and that's what we're making here is an empirical
claim.
What
is the cause of a dysfunctional society?
So it's going to be a whole host of different reasons, and some of it.
It's them devil pipes, those homosexual pipes. That's the problem.
They have nothing to do with sin.
That has nothing to do with a dysfunctional society, Andrew.
Good. Yes, it could, moron. Yes,
no, it does not.
Oh, I see. So if a tsunami hit the eastern seaboard in
you
New York City,
because of our
that's because of sin.
Sleeping around, doing abortions, lying, cussing, all these different things. You think that's going to cause a tsunami?
No, dummy. That's my point.
Are you smarter than that? Come on. Are you smarter than that? I thought you're
supposed to made it.
See this great, big, bad wolf debater, and you still haven't proven a single thing.
All you do is filibuster. How would you know what I can prove? You don't answer any questions.
You haven't done it yet.
To engage
and
in what
I'm
I'm even
giving
saying.
You the cause for all of our problems in society.
Well, let's just start with this. Steelman, what my position actually is.
I don't even know what your position honestly.
Then why are you making commentary on it, moron?
No. You're the one, Andrew, who caused this debate. You're the problem. You're the problem. You're not me. You didn't want to have a normal conversation.
Sure anybody with an IQ is a problem for you.
Me, cursed at me, called me a bunch of names, then said,
I didn't call you anything.
Oh, really?
Which was in any way vulgar. I called you a dork and said you're a moron. Both of those things are true.
You didn't say I was a gay mullet kind of person?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I screenshotted it.
After you called me a potty mouth.
Yeah. Because you cussed here earlier.
Yeah, but I mean, potty mouth is very
vulgar.
You know
what a potty mouth is?
Yeah, but I can't believe you called him a potty mouth. That's way over.
Vulgarity.
A potty mouth is one who vulgarly speaks language all the time.
No. Saying potty mouth itself is vulgar. You're saying that I speak shit. You're saying I speak shit. Oh, well, you being a gay dork is a fact.
That's called facts, my friend.
You being a dork and like you is a fact.
Okay. So you can't prove, just to get the record clear, you can't prove your assertions. I can from the Bible that the origin of all our problems is sin.
Okay, you want.
Hey, you can't help. Kelly Powers can't help being a gay dork. Like all that gay pipe energy really got into the water and made it gay and gayed them up, dude. That's what happened.
Want to get right down to sources? Let's start with Luther's freedom of conscience, shall we?
Who? What?
Luther's freedom of conscience.
What does it have to do with our modern dysfunctional society today?
Because my whole claim is.
What are you, Pentecostal?
My whole claim, my friend, is that Luther and the Protestant Reformation merged with later Enlightenment principles to cause modern dysfunction. Okay, let's start with Luther's
problem.
Let's start with
how
Luther's
is Luther
freedom
a problem of our modern society? Number one, when Luther had a high rule of authority, he was definitely not for women and type of authority. How could you assert that type of claim?
What type of claim am I asserting?
Dysfunctional society, egalitarianism. That was in your description.
It is.
So
yes.
How is the Protestant Reformation a cause of egalitarianism when the origin of the people were not in that kind of mindset for women in authority? Prove that.
What do you mean? What does that even mean? What are you
They
talking
were
about?
not for women in authority or teachers like egalitarianism like we do today. You claim it goes back to the Protestant Reformation.
It
Prove it.
does. Well,
Prove
so
it.
it starts immediately with the erosion of central authority. That's the point.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
again, the Bible actually tells us we can challenge people who are teaching false things. That's a
Which
biblical thing.
has no bearing on this debate at all. Whether
No, it
that's
actually
true or
does. That's
not
the whole
true
point of
has
the
no
Protestant
bearing on it
Reformation,
at all.
Andrew. That's the whole point of the
It
Protestant
doesn't
Reformation.
matter what the point of the Protestant
It
Reformation
does
is.
matter.
Oh my
It doesn't
God,
matter. Why?
dude.
It
Why does it matter?
does.
Why?
It does. You can
How?
say it doesn't matter all you want.
Yeah,
It
how
does.
does it? How?
Because sin, bro.
How does that have
Because
any bearing on
as
whether or not it led to a cause of enlightenment?
we are not to be doormats. We're not to be
Right.
robots. And if
Sure.
somebody's teaching something false,
Yeah.
biblically speaking, we are
Yeah.
instructed
Uh-huh.
to stand up against that.
Yeah. What does that have to do with whether or not it is in fact the case
Because
that
that's the
through
origin of the
the
Protestant
Protestant
my friend.
Reformation that led to a
You
team
still
up
haven't
with
proven
stop, bro,
anything that
stop, bro.
modern
I just let you
society is
go.
dysfunctional.
I just let you go. So
You
again,
let me go what?
this led into Enlightenment principles. Do you agree or
That
disagree?
doesn't prove anything.
Do you? I'm just asking if you agree with
There's
that.
people all around the world who aren't even Christians are
Okay.
dysfunctional in
Agree?
enlightenment. That has
Oh my
nothing to
God,
do with the
dude.
Reformation.
Agree or disagree that
We're talking about
Protestants
a modern dysfunctional society. What we're talking about.
paved the way for
Against that.
They were
So is he saying China? I don't know, man. Why am I even trying to figure out what he's trying to
They
say?
would be
Enlightenment
against
principles.
They would have been against all that mumbo jumbo.
They would have been, huh?
Do you even know what they stood for?
I can't wait for you to tell me how they would have been against Enlightenment principles.
How did they
Mhm,
pave the way
mhm.
in their teachings? How did they pave the way for the Enlightenment?
By
What did they teach?
questioning standardized central authority.
Oh, no way, because the Bible actually teaches you're supposed to question
That
people
has
in
no
authority.
bearing. That just makes
Yeah,
my
it
point.
does.
That would
Yeah,
just make
it
my
does.
point. That would just
Yeah,
make my
it
point.
does.
That would just
Yeah,
make my
it
point.
does.
That would make my point, though.
Blah, blah, blah.
That just makes my point.
No, you have no point.
No, you're just making my
You
point
have
over
no
and over.
point.
You're
The point is,
just
anybody
over
who's
and
teaching
over.
All
something
right.
unbiblical
I
as
kind of figured
Christians,
this was going to
no
be.
matter what it is,
Let's,
Protestant Reformation for the takehold of Enlightenment principles.
so does he ever
fired,
answer?
and I say I'm free, that the claim is I have no authority over me.
That somebody else doesn't have authority over you.
But what if my authority, and you know, just let me give you my answer, please.
Mhm.
But what if my authority ultimately is the Lord, not some employer? Don't I
Yeah,
still
that
have an
would
authority?
that would make sense to me, right? You're not saying, but you would never say I'm free of the Lord, right?
Well, I am free in the sense that God has created me with freedom of choice, freedom
But
of
you're
will.
not free of the Lord.
What do you mean by that?
It means, like, let's say tomorrow, Satanist wakes up and he curses God and says, "I don't even think that God's real." He's still not free from God, correct? God has authority whether he likes it or not. There's nothing.
Well, because
There's nothing.
God is sovereign and God's creator.
Yeah,
So of
exactly.
course, in that sense, yes.
Yeah, he has authority.
In
So
that
you,
sense,
you
sure.
would never declare freedom from God.
In
But
that
when
sense,
you-
I would agree. In
But
that
when
sense,
you
I
make a
agree. Yeah, yeah.
declaration of freedoms
Yeah,
in
'cause-
general,
'cause
you're
my
making.
yeah,
Right.
Hang on,
yeah.
just hear me out. But when
I'm
you
trying
make
to
a
agree with you, Andrew. I'm
declaration
trying to
of
agree.
freedoms themselves, you're usually
Yeah.
making a declaration you're free from authority of some
Yeah,
kind.
I'm trying to agree with you, but I'm just trying to clarify. So
Right. So
I would agree.
so then this would be the point then. Like you can't be free of God's authority. If God grants or God works with a church to enact his authority upon creation and the ability for people to find salvation or to be able to find a normative way to get there, you would not be able to escape that just because you don't like it. That's not the point. That's just a point that I wanted to make, and I'm getting bored of this.
The world as creator, the God creator, the triune God, he is in authority, all of us, whether we know this or not, even atheists, right? No doubt.
Yeah.
But I would say that with that point that I was just making before, so you denying that authority and creating your own in a culture in which denies all authority that could be granted to the church, then would make you a society that would automatically start becoming more and more dysfunctional over the course of time as you move further and further away from that.
But as
Which is
still
ultimately what, Catholics kind of did, but they were able to maintain it with that type of structure for longer. Anyways, I'm getting tired.
human
I'm probably
being,
about to, I don't know, I may not even play Dark Souls. I may just go to bed, to be honest. But we'll
believe that
finish
he's
this.
given us the freedom to either obey, do, reject, or don't, right? So we still have our own choices that we can make. Now, whether we choose,
Right. This doesn't matter. It's ultimately, you can't escape the authority of God. You can't do it. You could choose to try, but you will fail.
to follow after the Lord, that's a choice we make. Does that
But
make
that's
sense?
a choice that God allows us to make
Yeah.
Sure,
because He
but it's
made
still a
us.
choice. But
Sure,
it's still
but
a
He made
choice,
us
right?
with free will, right?
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed.
there's no authority over your.
Well, you
You
okay?
said I don't understand, but won't let me steal man. It's wrong.
Andrew,
Well, then
ultimately,
you couldn't choose the Lord.
no, you're
You weren't free to
misunderstanding.
choose the Lord. You
So,
couldn't
Andrew,
choose the Lord.
you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
I don't think I am. And in
No,
fact,
I
I'll
think
steel
you
man
are.
it, and then you tell me if I'm wrong.
No,
You said
I'm
you
just
said
going to explain.
okay.
I'm just going to explain.
You
Okay.
said I don't understand, but won't let me steel man it to see if I even understand it. Okay, that
You
doesn't seem
have to
very good
steel man
faith.
me for you have to steel man it just for me to
Only
try to
if you
explain it?
say you don't understand, then I think it's appropriate for me to say, let me steel man it because I think I do
Yeah.
understand.
Okay, Andrew, can you please steel man my position?
Oh my
Yes.
God, this fucking, I just want to get that, sometimes you just meet somebody, you need to throw in a damn trash can.
Your position is that God created us with free will. I agree with this. And that when you say free will, you mean that you're free to choose. Well, if that's the case and you're free to choose and make choices to reject God, not reject God, I don't know, go beat your wife, not go beat your wife, drink a beer, don't drink a beer. If you're free to choose, then the authority to choose is yours. You have the authority to choose. God if he took that authority and autonomy from you, you could not choose him, right?
So that's wrong. If you're trying to steel man me, that's not completely accurate.
Okay.
So let me try to explain.
All right.
Not everything, a lot of what you said, actually, I agree with. Okay. Just because we're free doesn't mean we are our own authority. Doesn't mean that we're our own self, if you will, master. Just because we're free and we can still make choices, we're still, at least I'll use my example as a Christian, my allegiance is to the Lord, right?
No, that's an
God,
illogical position, dude.
can I give you an answer, please? Is that okay?
Yeah, but it
So
starts with a false premise that I reject immediately.
how is it false?
Because you said just because I have free will doesn't mean I'm free to choose. But it does mean that. It has to,
No,
because
that's not what I
otherwise,
said.
Yeah.
You misunderstood that again. So
okay,
let me
say it
try
again.
again. So let me try again.
All right.
So because God is God and he has created us in a way to be able to make choices. Are we on the same page so far?
God created us, your exact words, in a way to make choices.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so we're on the same page. So in that, God created us with free will, yet God is the creator and master of all things, correct?
So your position is God created us with free will.
I'm just trying to do what you like to use as logic. So we both agree we have free will.
Yeah, so God
And
created
yet
us in a
still
way that we can make choices, and God
and
created
yet
us with
God
free
is
will.
still ultimately
So he just said the same fucking thing twice.
sovereign, correct?
Not over your will.
Sovereign meaning ruler and authority.
Not over your will. Otherwise, you wouldn't be free to not choose him.
Yeah.
So a person who has free will, God is not their master?
It can't. Do you see? This is why I said that I reject the premise. And
So then how can
if
let's just
do
be
you hang
clear.
on, hang
So
on. You're let's
how can
pretend
we have
I'm
free
trying to
will
tell
then?
you.
All right.
I'm
I'm
telling
sorry.
you,
This dude's so stupid. I'm gonna skip through it. Oh, okay.
Actually do something you couldn't
right?
sure. Because we have free will, up with you long enough. All right. You just proved to me right now you don't listen. Because
You said prior was that you are not the
All
authority over
right.
your
Well,
choice.
it fucking ended
God
really
is the
quickly.
authority over
I
your
didn't say
choice.
that.
You did.
No, I
I'll
didn't.
literally pull it for me.
I
Chat. I'll
have
play it for you.
no. I said I still have consequences for my choice. I can make my own choices. I'm not a robot.
Right.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Under the laws of the land, sure.
What about under God?
Yeah, I have the right to make the decision to do that.
So are you your own authority?
Over whether or not I drink a beer, yeah.
So you are above God then?
That wouldn't place me above
What the
God.
fuck?
Wow, Andrew, the great I am. Okay, thank you.
That wouldn't place you above God.
Oh my God.
That's what you've been trying to prove this whole that which will
Jesus
be done.
Christ.
So there's nothing new under the
Okay, so
sun.
now he's just preaching.
And nothing is new under the sun. Who is blessed forever?
Okay, so is he just doing this
So what-
now? Or is it over? I guess it's over now. Okay, well, there you go then. Jesus Christ almighty. What the fuck? That was insane. Yeah, it's just I mean, dude, that dude's so fucking dumb. I can't. There's nothing that can really be said about that. He's just fucking dumb. And that shit was brutal. But yeah. But I think I'm just gonna go to bed because I have a feeling that like nobody really gonna be around today. I'm really fucking tired. I thought I slept 12 hours, so I thought I'd be good to stream today, but apparently not. So I might be back later on. I also have to go to work or into work early anyway, so I was gonna play some Dark Souls. Turns out I'm not going to. Yeah, I think I am just gonna go to bed. It's like it's kind of pointless. Oh, but anyways, I'll probably be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll actually sleep enough for today. I might be back tomorrow. It's iffy, but more than likely, I will be streaming tomorrow. I don't know yet. I don't. I usually try to have something else that I want to do. I'm trying, at least the past 2 Wednesdays. We'll see. I may be here. I may not be. But I'm leaning towards more than likely will be. But yeah, I'm going to bed. Y'all have a good one.